Well, the Mustang's down, but it's alright, because I'm fixing it. I was having some transmission issues. I changed my brake caliper because it was sticking. Went around the house, to check the brakes after I'd completed them and wearing the new parts. And I turned the last straight before the house, and I went to punch it, and nothing happened. I was like, what the heck? I looked down on my dash, and there's a little illuminated wrench symbol. I was like, okay, no big deal. I got a snap-on Modus scanner. I'll just plug that in when I get home, and we'll figure out what's going on with it. So I plug it in, and I got a couple different codes for the transmission. Solenoid D circuit high, solenoid D electrical, which initially made me think that the shift solenoid was going out. But the TCM, it's basically a little computer chip with a bunch of sensors in it, like speed sensors and whatnot. And there's your main harness plug. It's like basically a computer that's inside the transmission that has a bunch of sensors and stuff on it and tells it what to do. Well, Ford actually, between, 2009 to 2012 or something like that, had a bunch of recalls on these because they were really problematic, and especially in the Ford trucks, the F-150s, but all the vehicles with the 6R80 transmissions, the early ones, had this issue where this thing is basically just junk and the sensors would fail and whatnot, and have all kinds of transmission problems. Like, you'd be cruising down the road and then all of a sudden it would just slam in the second gear for no reason, and all kinds of different issues. But the recall dates were between like 09 and 12, and that was for anything with the 6R80 trans, the 6-speed auto, which included the F-150, some of their SUVs, and of course the Mustang. But they updated it, okay? They updated the part and improved the problem areas and such. So after 2012, there was no active recalls anymore. But it's still the same piece of crap part. It just has updated sensors and whatnot to it. So I called one of my local transmission shops, the only one that I ever taken my car to, because as you know, if you watch the channel, I do most of my own work. And the guy, he told me that he bet it was this TCM. So I looked into it, because initially I was just thinking solenoid because that's what my code reads. But this thing, these connections right here, is what plugs into the solenoid. So it might be losing signal or having erratic signal because of these plugins here. So if you replace the solenoid on this, any of them, you actually have to retune the transmission to the new part, which through them was $225. This doesn't require retuning the car, and this I got for just a little over $100. And I called my dealer. This is like a dealer part. You can't get this at the parts stores. I called my dealer and they quoted me $700 some because it only comes with the valve body, and the valve body is really expensive. Well, I don't need the valve body, I just need this. I got lucky and found some of these still on Amazon for a little over $100. But if you need one, you're going to want to hurry, because all the other parts stores I checked, like online, the big Ford parts dealers, like Ford Parts Direct online and Ford Parts OEM, FordParts.com, all those types of things, they were all out of stock. I actually managed to order one on there first, and I got a message the next day saying they canceled my order because the part was discontinued. So Ford's trying to be a real jerk, and they've discontinued this part. You cannot order just this part. They're trying to be assholes, and oh, well, people are starting to have to work on these cars and replace these. Well, let's make it to where they have to buy the $600 part with it, the valve body, and not sell them just this. That way we can screw them and make a lot of money. So I got lucky and found this on Amazon. It is an OEM Ford part. I already checked the stamps and all that and the part numbers, but that's the only place I could find one. So good luck if you're trying to find one. You might want to do it now. Otherwise, the dealer's going to try to sell it to you with the whole valve body. So yeah, she's down, but it's been down for a few weeks. I had to get this part, so we're throwing it in today, so hopefully it'll be back up and running today, but I'll be posting a video on that. Which will also, I'm going to change the transmission filter while I'm at it, because I'm going to have, obviously, all that exposed. So you'll be seeing a video coming up, putting this TCM in. Hopefully that does the trick. Should be back up and running, and then I can get those MPT tunes on there. I got my drive shaft will install, and then still waiting on the gears. So hopefully I can get this thing done today and get it back on the road.